top 7 is in the top 26, whereas Purdue's 6-7 is ranked 37th and 60th right now. So right now, Wisconsin, unofficial team leaders right now here at the halfway point with 52 points. Purdue 83, Iowa 92, Michigan 96. Iowa still staying up front.
Yep. Good ways to run here, though, Gordon, and you gotta Wisconsin's in position now. You just got to take care of business from this point. You imagine Purdue will fall off a little bit. We know they have some good low sticks with Carpenter and company, but Wisconsin has the experience. McDonald's back. Oliver Hoare as the top returner, as the defending champion. They've got a lot of bullets in the chamber to win this title today.
But yeah, Purdue's, though, if Purdue can keep their top 5 there in that top 20, they will give Wisconsin a run for the money because you never know where Wisconsin's 4-5 are going to finish. We know their top 3 are very strong with Hoare, McDonald, and Hacker. It's a matter of where will their 4-5 finish.
Yeah, definitely.
One athlete we haven't talked about much, the Iowa athlete who's staying up front there pretty much majority of this race. That's Nathan Malenik. So he's having a good run. The junior from Iowa.
It's a smaller figure there on the left side of your screen, running next to Cush and then the 2 Wisconsin men.
Malenik, he's not too shabby of a run. He's running 8:48 3K steeple, 14:09 5K, 3:47 1500, 405 miles. So not too bad. He was top 60 at the Wisconsin Pre-Nationals earlier this year, was 38th at the Notre Dame Invite. So not too bad. I mean, 14:09 5K is no joke. I mean, he has a chance of really finishing that top 5, top 7 if he can hold on to this pace. But right now, this is definitely just going to be controlled by the Aussie duo of McDonald and Hoare, as you see them up front as they just crossed that 5K marker, and we should get an unofficial splits here.
Yeah, Wisconsin, their 4 and 5 are taking care of business thus far, at least through 5K, as they now have a massive lead, 38-91, 5/8 of the way through this race. You see Hoare and McDonald are in control, but they've also got Eidenshank in the mix, Olin Hacker's in the top 11, and Derek Peters, a freshman for the Badgers, in the 13th position at this point. Mick Burns got to be thrilled with how the Badgers are competing so far today. And it looks like the pace is starting to roll here. See this top group start to thin out. You can see it from that angle where some guys starting to fall back. Getting a little downhill boost now. Cush still in great position. Just a freshman from Nebraska. This is a great showing for the squad from Lincoln on their home course, the Big Ten Championships, and you get one of their premier athletes mixing it up for the individual title. That's great for the program. See a lot of W's though from Wisconsin up in that top group, with Hoare, Eidenshank, and then, of course, McDonald.
So Purdue and Wisconsin, the only 2 teams here in the field with their top 5 in the top 25. However, Wisconsin has their top 5 in the top 15. So that's what's separating right now Wisconsin from Purdue. Both of those are the 2 teams ranked nationally in the top 25 in our FloXC poll. But still a big field together, big group of 10, 15 guys there in the front group, still going into the latter part of this race. Going to hit 6K split momentarily, about 200 meters from the 6K mark.
Yeah, you can tell Wisconsin guys trying to get this one going. Hoare's pushing the pace. Cush right there. Carpenter of Purdue. So definitely the top guys have separated from kind of the pretenders, if you will. It's just when will either Hoare or McDonald make a move, or will it be somebody else, knowing those guys have such excellent finishing speed and have such good experience? Will Cush make a run for gold here? He's shown the ability to, or shown the fearlessness to run up front, be aggressive, despite just being a frosh in this very, very deep conference. On his home course, this would be a massive upset if Kush could hang around and cross the line first.
Yeah, most interesting just to see the team battle, though, between the teammate battle between Hoare and McDonald. Both of those guys have the speed. Obviously, McDonald has the 5K strength, running in 13 teens, but Oliver Hoare is no joke at the 1500. And if it comes down, if they keep this pace and Hoare is in it with 200 meters to go, you got to think that Oliver Hoare can outkick Morgan McDonald.
And of course, yes, possibly. The difference, though, of running at the end of a 1500 versus running at the end of an 8K, maybe their kicks are neutralized and they're similar at that juncture. We did just cross 6K, 1803. Kush has the slight advantage, but he's got a bunch of his friends with him, including at least 3 Badgers. Wisconsin has a 41-88 lead with 2K to go over Purdue, so they are looking well positioned to win another title when they're, what is that? That's going to be their second in 3 years after finishing third last year. And Hoare, man, continuing to push the pace. McDonald, he's there, but it looks like Hoare's maybe starting to get a step on this field. I say that, and maybe McDonald's starting to rally again, but definitely Oliver Hoare, the junior from Wisconsin, the 1500-meter NCAA champ, is showing himself to be the guy to push this pace here. We're going to come up to about a mile to go.
George Kush, though, the freshman,
hanging real tough.
Hanging in there.
Yeah, he's legit.
And a few other the top names in this front group that Hoare is now pushing the pace are Justin Kiprocic, the 2017 NCAA runner-up in the 1500. You see him there. And then also you have Indiana's Kyle Mao. He's a great 3K runner, the junior from Indiana. Then the 2 Purdue guys, Jared Carpenter and Kurt Eckstein, round out that top 8. So you got 3 Badgers and 2 Boilermakers when it comes down to the team battle. And then Kiprocic, Kush, and Mao all in that top 8.
Yeah, you would think McDonald has the advantage, the experience. He's proven himself to be the top cross-country guy throughout the years over this group, but you don't know what you have with George Kush. He might be a superstar on the verge of breaking out here as just a freshman. McDonald's about a step and a half back. I doubt he's hurting too badly at this point, knowing his experience, but Hoare is pulling away from George Kush. Let's see if McDonald can go with his teammate.
So it looks like McDonald there, sitting there in the second position. This is very similar to the women's race, where late in the race it became single file.
Right.
And this time it's led by Oliver Hoare of Wisconsin with his teammate right behind him. And you can see Kush there going with the Badger duo still.
Yep.
Trying to secure a top 3 finish potentially if he can hold on with the Aussie duo of McDonald and Hoare. And McDonald, there's some team pride, teammate pride here. He doesn't want to lose to his teammate, So we'll see what goes down here in this final K as we have 7K splits coming through. There are 20-42 at the K mark, and Oliver Hoare continues to hammer it. Morgan McDonald trying to hold on, and we'll get our team scores unofficially as we await for the full top 5 from Purdue and Wisconsin to cross that 7K time map. But Oliver Hoare, Morgan McDonald running away with it.
Hoare is taking it to him right here, Gordon. Look at this gap. It looks like it's growing, and McDonald looks like he's struggling to hang on. This is a nice team battle. The 2 top runners from Wisconsin. Hoare looking to go back-to-back Big Ten titles, and this would be a massive upset if he can beat McDonald on this course today.
Yeah, and we're about 700 meters to go in this race, and McDonald has not closed that lead that Hoare has opened up here. You can see where they are in the final. They're going to do one final turn, and then they'll run parallel to their starting line to that finish.
Wisconsin's got the commanding lead. They're going to win the Big Ten title. They have nearly a 50-point lead with just a kilometer to run, so they're going to get that team title as long as everyone can finish. Here they get a little bit of an uphill. This is going to be the crucial spot for McDonald. If he's going to close this gap, he's got to go now. Let's see if he can cover.
So McDonald, that gap is staying at 5 to 7 meters this entire time. We're coming up on 400 meters to go. If McDonald wants to put himself in it, he got to make a move now. But you also, if you're McDonald, you're like, hey, it's okay to lose your teammate, But I'm sure this is senior year. He wants that Big Ten title.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a senior year, and no, I know Wisconsin's a group of guys that they don't mind. Not that he's given up the title to him, but they're happy if a teammate wins. So, but I truly think Oliver Hoare is putting the hurt on McDonald, and McDonald is flying, trying to catch up. This is two men going for it, and now McDonald's starting to rally. It looks like Hoare's starting to hurt here, Gordon.
Yes, McDonald has closed that gap. He's in position here in the final 200 meters. Around that final turn, they're going down the home stretch.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be a great final sprint up a 200-meter hill. It looked like Hoare was hurting, but he's gone to another gear. Let's see if McDonald can cover this move as they are hammering up this hill.
McDonald making another move there on the outside. And McDonald makes the pass late here.
Wow.
50 meters to go. Hoare has no response. McDonald timed it perfectly as Morgan McDonald, the 2016 Big Ten champion, repeats after redshirting 2017. He is your 2018 Big Ten champion as Wisconsin goes 1-2. The Badger teammates, Oliver Hoare and Morgan McDonald, and George Cush, the phenom freshman from Nebraska on his home course, closing hard for third.
What a battle between Hoare and McDonald. You thought McDonald would rally, but I was surprised it was that late, and I just think that speaks more to how good of a race Oliver Hoare ran today against his teammate. And man, Wisconsin top two, looking strong as we head into the NCAA portion of the season. So Wisconsin puts 3 in the top 4 as Idenshank has a huge day to take 4th.
And then Wisconsin's 4th man finishes 12th. That's Tyson Mee, the senior. And like we said, it's all about Wisconsin's 5th. How strong will their 5th be? And the 5th is solid job today. It was Olin Hacker.
And they actually had 6 in the top 20 there as it was Derek Peters, a freshman, getting 20th. Obviously, you only need 5. Wisconsin 38-87 unofficially over Purdue. A dominant win for the Badgers. They are looking really, really good. Man, if they can hold that top 5 as we get into the 10K portion of the season, this is a group that can podium at nationals.
I mean, Olin Hacker was their 5th today, and he was top 25, I believe, at Nutty Cone.
He was.
So that's a good runs there for Ben Idenshank and Tyson Mee.
So the Badgers, kind of as expected, hold true to their 6th ranking and easily defeat 22nd ranked Purdue 38-88, a dominant performance that the Badgers will leave Lincoln, I assume, just absolutely thrilled with. They get the 2 individual winners, Monson and McDonald, the 2 Nutty Comb champs, hold true in the Big Ten championship, and then they get the big victory on the men's side coming back. So you got to think the Badgers are thrilled today. It went Wisconsin, Purdue, Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State for your top 5. But it's all about the Badgers. Their 1-2-4 finish leads them to a dominant win today in Lincoln, Nebraska. In a moment, we'll have Kevin Soley standing by with our winner, Morgan McDonald, for a little post-race interview, and then we'll come back and wrap things up here from Lincoln.